catch me on the run, cause I'm gone, yeah. I blaze trails, set fire to what's behind me. No, I'm never looking back, I'm on the run. I could only ever be what I'm made to be. It feels good when I'm living on the edge. Watch me now, roll like thunder, gonna shake the ground. Can't stop me now, I don't give up and I won't back down. I'm a force of nature, can't be contained. I got lightning running off through my veins. Watch me now, watch me now.
Hello, Mountaineers. I'm the Wolfman, Dale Wolfley, and this is the WolfMan's call for the Oklahoma Sooners breakdown. Oklahoma Boomer Sooner is, and hopefully we boom them sooner than later, right out of Motown. That was mine. Now, we got to thank our great friends, Parmar Stores. If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be one soon. Love the company, fantastic people, Parmar Stores. And Artisan Grange Company. Switch to hemp, just the dip. Do it the AGC way. Artisan Grange Company, hemp. And White Oak Pastures. Tell you what, great for the environment. It's radical traditional farming. Great for land, great for the animals, and great for the village. White Oak Pastures. Let's get to this Oklahoma Sooner breakdown. I'm a little bit eager. The Sooners come in, they're a little hurting. They're not as good as what I've seen in the past. Now, I've seen them good on offense before and not so good on defense, and that's kind of a similar thing that I've seen. I feel like I've kind of gone back with Brent Venables as the head coach. Go back to the Stoop brothers when they were coaching there, when they had great offenses and some defenses that might be a little bit suspect. It's kind of what I see in this. So it gives me hope for the Mountaineers, especially when we get into talking about how to attack them. But, of course, when you look at Oklahoma, and Mountaineers are not going to have any more chances in the Big 12 to go ahead and beat them. They're 0-9, man, 0-9 since joining the Big 12, and that's a problem. And I want to see them go out victorious, and they can if they can pull it together. But that's going to take the guys, the coaches, actually playing together, playing complementary football on offense, defense, and special teams. Now, the good news is, obviously, they're in Morgantown. So that means the Mountaineers have a home field advantage, which they like to use, especially when they don't like going out on the road. Like last week, Iowa State, we go down Texas Tech, Texas, the only Virginia Tech where they were clearly superior by Virginia Tech, that they went ahead and beat them down. Well, I tell you, that was some fun times back then. Seems like 2 seasons ago. But regardless, that's where we're at right now. So what do you have to do offensively, defensively, and special teams to go ahead and beat them? Well, in special teams, they went ahead and against Iowa State, they actually, faked the field goal and went in and got a touchdown. So Brent Venables, he's got some tricky stuff. I'll show you that a little bit on film. But he will try to trick you whatever he can. Now, when you look at this offense for Oklahoma, you look at Dylan Gabriel. I mean, the guy's a player. I mean, he's pretty darn good. Now, he had 16 touchdowns. That's what he has. And he only has 4 interceptions. Going into Baylor last week, he only had 1 interception. He threw 3 interceptions in the first half. A couple deflections, sure, but he was throwing a little bit off of his fundamentals. He threw in some coverage that he probably shouldn't have. I'm not the right choices. So, again, let's hope we're catching him, not doing some good things there that he normally does, because he can hurt you. The Oklahoma Sooners offense can hurt you. They're scoring 33 points a game. They're putting up 220 yards rushing rushing. It's like 10th or 12th in the – no, it's 12th in the nation. They're putting up 240 yards passing. You know, when you look at actually with Dylan Gabriel, he's putting up 253 yards because he was hurt a couple games there. So when you think about it, the guy's pretty accurate, 64%. And, you know, they can do some things. They have a big offensive line. You know, we think about it. Bill Bedenbaugh, right? And he coached here at WVU. I got the highest respect for him. The Oklahoma offensive lines have always been extremely good, especially since Bill Bedenbaugh went from WVU to Oklahoma. And I like the way he coaches. He recruits. He gets the big gorillas. He gets the big dudes, man. And they know how to play football. They know how to play offensive line football, which I think is just lacking so much throughout college football right now. I'll even dive into a little bit of that. But, you know, when I sit there and I think about this run game for the defense of the Sooners, and they're giving up 200 yards. So the offense is rushing for 220 yards. The defense is giving up 200 yards. That's like 110th in the nation. Okay, so don't tell me the Mountaineers can't run against this team, because if they don't, that means that they're just not trying, because everybody else has run against this Oklahoma Sooner defense. Everybody else has. So the Mountaineers better be able to run, and I want to see a good plan prepared, a good plan by the coaches and executed by the players. I really want to see that. I'm not sure I've seen that lately. I really want to see a good plan going in there. Let's talk about it last week. Iowa State. I went for that pregame. I broke down Iowa State, and I said, whatever you do, don't run up the middle continually. You don't want to make that your most carries of running the ball. Because I was saying, why? Because they have 3 defensive linemen that are studs, and then they have 3 backers. It's a 3-3-5 defense. And their backers are Sam, the strong side backers, 240. Their middle linebackers 260, and their weak side linebackers 230. That's a lot of beef, man. But you know what? They can't run to the outside. You should attack the perimeters. Every time the Mountaineers attack the perimeter, they gain 4 or 5 or more yards every time they threw there. The only problem was they only attacked it out of their 49 total offensive plays. They only attacked the outside. I counted probably like 10 to 12 times. So, I mean, it wasn't there. You got to attack. That's where they're soft. I don't understand it. So I want to see a good plan offensively prepared. I want to see a defensive plan ready to stop a dual threat quarterback and a running back in Eric Gray, who's averaging 6.5 yards per carry. Now, he's got a guy behind him, Marcus Major, who's averaging 4 yards, and Dylan Gabriel's averaging 5 yards per rush. I mean, so this is an offensive line that knows how to run the ball. I like them in the red zone. They stay low. They go north and south. When they pull, they block down. One blocks down. The other one pulls around. They get their shoulders square once they get around to where they're going, and they go north-south up to the opposition, and they just really do a good job. Again, yeah, I know I'm Bill Bedenbaugh. I like him a lot, but you'll see that, you know, being that Oklahoma every year in and year out can run the ball. Yeah, they got the studs, they got the dudes, but they also have great coaching, and they follow. You put the two together, then you got an offense that knows how to run the ball. And then you go ahead and you look at the passing game for Oklahoma. Marvin Mims, right, the junior, he's led Oklahoma for 3 years in receptions. He's averaging 18 yards per reception. He's a threat. He's as fast as Xavier Worthy. He's as fast as all the dudes, man. He's elite. Mountaineers, that is, going to have to be ready for because he can hurt you. But they have a really nice receiving corps. When you think of Marvin Mims, he's your deep guy. He'll do your post. He'll do your your go routes, whatever you have it. And then, of course, you got Jaleel Farouk, who's a sophomore, number 3, and he'll do your medium routes. And then you have, of course, Drake Stoops, who is that possession type of wide receiver. Drake Stoops has hurt the Mountaineers in the past. And I'm going to show you this on the film. But then you got Willis, the tight end. Wow. 25 receptions he has as a tight end. Probably the dude in the Big 12. And he leads the team in touchdowns, receptions with 5. And he's got 9 carries. So they have a way to hand the ball off to him. He's very athletic, very, very good. Very, very tough. And he blocks well, too. I mean, I'm looking at him. He's not just a receiver out there. He's a dude that can get there and get in people's faces and pose a threat offensively blocking. So looking at that offense, and you take it, you got Gray and Major, and you have Dylan Gabriel right there as a runner as well, because they will call his name. He will do the quarterback read zone. He will pull the ball. He will go out there and throw the ball. He will extend the plays with his legs. So he'll move around the pocket. He'll get those first down chains if he has to. He will do it all. I really like what he does. And he's not bad. He's 64% accurate. So he's got the numbers there. If they can just shut down the run, shut the run down, I think you're going to have to make him beat you in the passing game. If you can do that, you have a shot. I think the run's got to be, like I said, averaging 220 yards a game rushing. Take away that run. Shut down Dylan Gabriel. Take away the run. Shut it down. If you can keep it, Dylan Gabriel in control. If you don't let him escape, I've seen some teams, they're not worried about contain, man. How are you not worried about contain when you're playing a quarterback like Dylan Gabriel? I'm watching Baylor. I'm watching Iowa State. They're letting him get outside. They're not even look like they're caring about outside contain. It's killing me. I'll tell you what else is killing me is this goal line stuff. I'm watching it. I'm seeing dudes get blown back 2 yards, centers, guards, blown back by defensive linemen, or vice versa. But they're all high. They're all high. What happened to this? Remember that? And it was a bloody warfare down there in the trenches. Right now, the trenches look like it's open field. Whatever. It's a Sunday afternoon in the park. Well, I'm going to show it to you on film. Doesn't matter. That's what it looks like to me. And then you go ahead and you flip it over to Oklahoma's defense. Allowing 200 yards. Boy, I tell you what, man. That 200 yards, you're Oklahoma. If I was a Sooner Boomer, I'm used to all these wins. Well, I mean, I used to, sit there with the Mountaineers, and when we played tough. We weren't giving up the yards. And I know the game has changed. I get it. But you don't have to change the fundamentals. You don't have to change the way of leverage still wins. Does leverage still win? What is leverage? Like, if you're higher, if some guy's lower, you're probably going to lose if you're higher. That's leverage. Is leverage still a fundamental part of the game? I don't see a lot of fundamentals going on here. I see the same problems in Oklahoma on defense that I do with West Virginia on defense. I see open misfield tackles. I see poor coverage skills. I see poor techniques inside the box and how you're playing against offensive blocking. They just leave so many holes. I don't know. I don't understand it. They have so many great athletes for Oklahoma, but they're not getting it schematically together. It's not. It's very confusing, and I don't know. So let's just go ahead. Let's rock and roll, and let's check out this offense. I just want to get to it, man. Let's check out the Sooners' offense. It's not rocket science. If the Mountaineers can't stop the run with Gray and Major and Gabriel, they can't stop the run. If they can't stop the pass with Marvin Mims, with Willis, with Farouk, if you can't do that, then, you can't win. You just can't win. So the defense is going to have to stand up. They're going to have to be physical, right? We've been saying that for 9 games. Every Mountaineer Legends pregame, I'm talking physicality. So are the other guys, right? Because that's who we are. It's who's accountable. You got to be accountable if you want to win. You got to be accountable to yourself. You got to be accountable to your teammates and to your coaches, and all play within the same game plan, offensively, defensively, special teams. Look at this. I love the offensive running game by Oklahoma. I always have. They pulled that guard tackle counter, man. It's just really, I love that play. West Virginia's never run that in the 10 years that we played them, because the 1 year they got shut down by COVID. But West Virginia's never established to put that in. I don't know it. I don't know why. I really don't. But regardless, so we're going to take a break here. We're going to let Parmar go ahead and get in there. And we're going to do it with, what are we going to do today? Let's do Sean Martin today. Let's get Sean Martin going Parmar. And then we'll come back with a breakdown of Oklahoma's offense.
Hi, I'm Sean Martin. I'm from Bruford, West Virginia. And when I'm back home in Mercer County, you will find me at my local Parmar store.
We had that golden boot pride at Parmar. There are literally hundreds of Parmar stores in West Virginia, Kentucky, Ohio, and Pennsylvania, and even more on the way. Download the Parmar app to save even more. And whether it's food, gas, groceries, or whatever, we have you covered at Parmar. West Virginia proud, West Virginia strong, and ready to serve you.
If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be soon.
Three Wolves of Football is partnering with White Oak Pastures. White Oak Pastures is one of the most progressive farms in the nation, making use of every part and piece of the animals they raise. White Oak Pastures customers are looking for food that is superior on every level for their taste buds, health, for animal health and happiness, for soil and grass, and regenerative planetary health. White Oak Pastures is proud to be a leader in the resilient agriculture. For ordering products, shipping, and discounts, go to whiteoakpastures.com/3wolves. That's whiteoakpastures.com/3 WOLFS. On the Sooner Boomer offense, because this is the part of the team that can really hurt the Mountaineers. They're scoring 33 points per game. That's good enough for 36 in the country. However, though, they are running for 220 yards per contest. Man, that's good for 12th in the country. That's what really generates this team behind that big offensive line. Bill Bedenbaugh used to coach here at WVU. Well, he's been out there with Oklahoma for quite a few years, and they've been setting records since he's got out there. Offensive line, always big, always athletic, always quality. Bill Bedenbaugh. And of course, Oklahoma's throwing for about 240 yards per game. They're led by quarterback Dillon Gabriel, who's had a pretty good season. He's a dual threat quarterback. He can extend the play. He can get you first down. So they'll get it. But what I want to show you here is it all starts with number 0, Eric Gray, the running back. He's getting 6.5 yards per rush. And of course, you have Mims, the wide receiver out there, who's 18 yards per reception. He leads the team in receptions. He has for the past 3 seasons. And don't forget about tight end number 9, Braden Willis. He's second on the team receptions with 25, and he leads the team with 5 touchdowns. Watch the running game. Watch that offensive line attack this Iowa State defense. They're big, and they're fast, athletic. They will pull, they will block down. Always with Bill Bedenbaugh, always a physical line. Watch Eric Gray there. He's strong. He's stout. He runs north and south. He makes a move. Boy, he can make guys miss what? In the open field, as you saw right there. Again, watch him in the red zone. He puts his shoulder pads down. And it's just amazing what you see here. Whoa, here he is, third on the team in receptions. Eric Gray, he's got 24 receptions. He will get you first downs on a swing pass. And, of course, right here, red zone once again, shoulders down. Eric Gray, 6.5 yards per rush. Great 1-2 punch. Don't forget about running back number 24, Marcus Major. Marcus Major is tough. He's averaging 4 yards per rush. A big part of this team. 1-2 punch, Eric Gray. Major 24, you can see here, he's got good vision. He runs north and south, just like Eric Gray. Marcus Major, as he's making a decision whether to go inside, outside. He explodes outside. He gets out around the perimeter. He's fast and he's big, just like a normal protege running back for the Sooners, man. Again, out here because Oklahoma will get tricky, and they'll go Wildcat here with Farouk, the sophomore wide receiver. And you'll see as he comes out here, he fakes to reverse the Gabriel, the quarterback, always working, always trying to get an advantage. I said before, Dillon Gabriel, he can extend the plays with his legs. Not only can he throw the ball pretty accurately, but he can rush. And watch this. He's going to escape outside of containment. There's no contain there by Baylor. That's just free yards. Gabriel sees it, and he goes ahead and he gets big yardage. You'll see him here once again, red zone. If you don't have contain, you don't have nothing. Defenses, don't lose contain. You say all these great offenses are doing great things, but if you lose contain, you're giving them freebies. Again, you see them losing contain. That's Baylor. And you see Dillon Gabriel, he's not afraid to take a hit. He will get there to score the touchdown. We'll even call Gabriel's number quarterback zone read. You'll see that fake the handoff to Gray. Wide open, first down, effective dual threat quarterback. the rushing game is all about Oklahoma. Take the quarterback, read zone play, get the first down, and get more than that. And that's what makes Oklahoma so tough, dangerous. That's why they're averaging 220 yards per game rushing. Stop the run. Gray, Gabriel, and even on this Oklahoma passing game, Dylan Gabriel averaged about 253 yards per game. That's like fourth in the Big 12, 64% completion percentage. And, of course, he has 16 TDs to 4 interceptions, although 3 of them came in the first half to Baylor. Watch here, you're going to see Drake Stoops. It's 3rd and 8. And what happens? Drake Stoops always there. Well, he has hurt the Mountaineers in the past, and he's there. He has 21 receptions on the season. He is their possession wide receiver. Stoops again, just taking a swing pass right out there. Missed tackle, touchdown, red zone. Number 3, sophomore, Jaleel Farouk. He's got 23 receptions, 308 yards, 13 yards per reception, and 2 TDs. He's a good number 2 receiver to go to. He's athletic. Again, I said he's young. He's only a sophomore, but you're going to see him here. He's going to make some big catches. He's going to come down with the ball, get the yards, get the first down. Coming across here, play action pass. He's going to take the big hit, right? Go up, go big, and come down with the ball. He's athletic. He's Oklahoma, man. This is what you expect from Oklahoma. You'll see here he's going to score a big touchdown on a crossing pattern. The Mountaineers are going to have to keep track of him because you're going to have Mims, wide receiver, going down deep. He's the deep threat. You got Stoops going underneath as possession receiver. And then you got here, of course, Jaleel. Now watch this. Oh, yeah, that's Mims. There you go. 18 yards per reception. Watch the play action pass here. He's going big. 63 yards for the touchdown, first quarter against Baylor. And he can make you look silly. Once again, he has 18 yards per reception, and he is the leading receiver. He is fast. Xavier Worthy fast. You know, all the receivers that the Mountaineers have faced. And they have to be ready for that guy, Anthony Mims. Their game last week, Gabriel only had 1 interception. He had 3 in the first half against Baylor. And a lot of it was because of deflections. 2 of them were deflections, but it was also because his fundamentals were off. You'll see here, he's going to go play action pass because they go right off the play action pass because of the run. And you see him throwing off his back foot over Farouk, the wide receiver. Bad fundamentals there. And then he's going to go ahead and try to go in man coverage to Braden Willis, the tight end. Not a good choice. You'll see here from the end zone, he's all covered. All he can do is try to make a one-handed catch, gives up the interception. The Mountaineers are going to have interceptions if they want to beat Oklahoma. Yeah, hey, that's Oklahoma's offense, boy. I'll tell you, Dylan Gabriel, boy, if you could just control him, shut him down in the running game, shut the running game down, and try to make him feature the pass, I think that's what he does the least best. I think he does a running game very, very well. So if he could just shut him down, and he's good at the pass. Don't get me. I said that's the least best. I'm going to try to take away his best weapons and say, go ahead and beat me with your second best weapon. That's what I'm trying to say. So go ahead, shut the run down, and I'm gonna be aggressive too, man. I'm gonna just be aggressive and go ahead and Jordan Leslie, man, put the blitzes on him, control him, corral him. But put the pressure on him because he'll throw off his back foot. You saw him. He'll throw off the back foot. He'll do some things that aren't fundamentally sound if you put a little bit of heat on him. But then again, so it's the catch-22. You put a little heat on him, what happens if he starts escaping? Well, that's what you got to work on, and that's what you have to worry about. There's no doubt it's not easy. No doubt it's not easy, but it's doable. It's doable. They're 2-4 in the Big 12. I haven't seen them this vulnerable in years. This is an opportunity for the Mountaineers to go ahead and do it. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at OU's defense. Oklahoma Sooners defense, because this is their Achilles heel. They're giving up 30 points per game. Wow. They're giving up 200 rushing yards per game. That's 110th in the country. Giving up 235 yards in the air, combined for 435 yards, which is 110, man. That's that Sooner Boomer ball, at least the last couple of years. That's going back to when Stoops was the coach and the coach's brother defensive coordinator, giving up all that big yardage. Where you're going to see just They are 8th in the nation in tackles for loss, averaging almost 8 per game, but they're only 80-something in sacks, and they're giving up a ton of yards against the run. Watch it, man. Just check it out. You're going to see a couple of players that really are special. When you have almost 8 tackles for loss, you're going to see Danny Stutzman. He is the glue of this defense. He has a total of 77 tackles. He's got 9 TFLs and 1.5 sacks and a big interception. He is their play guy. Number 28, watch him here. He's going to get this against Iowa State tackle. He just jumps right in there. He sheds the blocker, makes the tackle. Thing that I can say about this Oklahoma defense when I'm watching them in the run, they make missed tackles in the open field. They're not blocking. They're not using their fundamentals. I don't like the way this defense plays defense against the run. Well, just watch Baylor right here. Open holes, missed tackles in the open field. Do you see that missed tackle in the open field? Wow. It keeps getting worse. Watch, right? Big holes. Just choosing through. Offensive line of Baylor's just eating them up. It's amazing how bad they are in defense against the run when their offensive line is so powerful, so good. And you're just going to say, where's the contain, right? No contain. The Mountaineers need to find a way to take advantage of this offense. Undisciplined, unfundamental, that even faked out the cameraman there, much less the Sooners. But watch again. It's smash mouth football. Watch this Baylor Bear offensive line. They just get them, man. They get the second level, and it continues. Watch the big holes. I mean, it goes on and on and on. The Mountaineers, hey, you got to have Tony Mathis. You got to be ready to roll. Watch this disgrace here. He walks in undeterred, not even touched. This is goal line? Seriously? Awful. Take a look here at the Oklahoma's passing defense. You're going to see that they like to rush with the 4 guys. They'll bring 5 and 6. But look here. This is cover 4. Quarters, 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 and quarters. If the Mountaineers get the quarters, you got to attack the flats. Just like Iowa State gave them last week, but they didn't do it as much as they needed to. Watch what they do here. They're going to play action pass Iowa State. They're going to get in the pressure and attack the flats. That's what Iowa State did. You got to attack the flats, and you got to make the throw. Timing between quarterback and receiver. Here, cheetah linebacker Deshaun Watson. He's 3rd on the team in tackles. He's got 3.5 TFLs, and he's just a player. He makes tackles in the open field. Watch him here as he attacks the way he should. You're going to see him come on downhill right there, right against Hutchinson. Yes, right there. Watch this. I love it. Watch him break on the ball and attack. That's what I don't understand, why they're having so many missed open field tackles. Here, you're going to see him bringing 5 of the green dog backer as well. Watch the rush. They're going to get there. They're going to put pressure. They want to put pressure on there, and they like to go cover man. They're going to cover man, man free. Watch the pressure. Put the pressure on. They want to put pressure on the quarterback to make you miss. I think you're going to bring a lot of pressure against JT Daniels. In Oklahoma, they are 8th in TFLs, but they're 86 in sacks, only averaging almost just under 2 sacks per game. But watch, they can get pressure on you. They like pressure, and they want to force it, be inaccurate. You know they're going to get after JT Daniels. The Sooner defense has going. Even though they're not playing well schematically as a defense, they have individual talent who make plays. Opportunity. They are 20th in the nation. They have 10 interceptions on the season. And you're going to see lately, they've just been making the interceptions here against Baylor. And then you're going to see against Iowa State. We'll have this big one here, acrobatic catch, getting the big turnover. And here is the game winner against Iowa State with Stutzman, the guy who's their glue, their stud, their dude, is making the play. Oklahoma wins against Iowa State. Here's the bottom line. If the Mountaineers can't get turnovers, they can't win. Just like the Baylor game. When you think about Baylor and the turnovers that the Mountaineers won, I think that's the only game, or maybe I can't remember now. Is that the only game they won in turnovers? Because what happens when you get the turnovers, you win, man. And this is a game that's doable by West Virginia. But West Virginia's got to establish the run. You hear this offensive line. Zach Frazier. Yeah, Doug Nestor. Wyatt Milam. You're not young anymore. You're not a pup. You know, fellas, it's time. It is time for you to go ahead and establish the run and beat this Oklahoma team. They're not good at defending the run. They're not good. And then when you go ahead and you do that, then you set up JT Daniels with play action pass. And JT, get your game going, get it going on. No pouting, none of this crap. Go ahead and do it. Just get it going on. And if they start playing young guys, then the young guys, this is your opportunity. Because this is an opportunity to see who is for the future of West Virginia. There's got to be a fine line here. Somewhere there's got to be a point of this year to next year, to the future. And I think you're going to start seeing more younger guys playing as long as they're being competitive. Because we're not going to open up the dam, and the floodgates all come through and you just get crushed. That's not the point. The idea is to create more opportunities for these young guys to get experience for the future. And that's going to happen a lot if they don't go ahead and win this game. If they come out of this game as a loser, watch out for the next two games. You're going to see a lot of difference in personnel, in my opinion. So the Mountaineers can win this game. I showed it to you on film, and they can pound the ball. They can pound the ball. They can pound the – do you hear what I'm saying? Just like last week when I said pound the perimeter, whether it be run or pass, attack the perimeter until they start moving outside, and then you go up the middle, or then you go deep. That's what you do. You move them around. You hurt the defense, the opposition, until they make adjustments to move and stop where you're hurting them, and that's when you attack somewhere else. It's kind of like chess, right? Kind of like that. So that's what they have to do. I'm telling you, I'm not going to waste a whole lot of time. It's not going to waste a whole lot of time. Mountaineers, you're 3-6. You got the Oklahoma Sooners coming in town. You're 0-9 against them. What the heck do you have to lose? Go out and fight like you got something really nasty inside of you, man, that needs to come out. It needs to come out hard and fast and furious with anger, with physicality, with I have a reason to put some abuse on you. All within the rules, obviously. All within the rules. But I want to see a game where Mountaineer ball is played once again. I want to see a game where Mountaineer ball is played with physicality. I want to see a game where Mountaineer ball was played with some smarts. You know, maybe doing some rerouting there on Marvin Mims. You know, hands on. Don't give him a free release to go deep because he's so darn fast. Why don't we do that? That's not bad. Go ahead. Put your hands on, redirect them so you take the timing of Dylan Gabriel and you throw it off with Marvin Mims. Or you sit there and you hit Stoops when he's going for that first down marker. Or you go ahead and you hit Farouk when he's going across the middle. Or you're covering the tight end. You're covering the tight end because you know he gets a lot of balls. 25 receptions is pretty good for a tight end. All right. That's it. You know what to do. That's the breakdown. I showed you the film. Go attack it, Mountaineers. Wish you the best, young brothers. Always wish you the best. Well, that's it, Mountaineers. And that is your Wolfman's call for the Oklahoma Sooner Boomers. A game that could be won. A game that the Mountaineers need to win and need to win in desperation. I want to see that desperation. Yep. And thanks again to our great friends at Parmar Stores. If there's not a Parmar store near you now, there will be one soon. And, of course, Arson Grange Company. Switch to hemp, just the dip. Do it the AGC way. Arson Grange Company hemp. And White Oak Pastures. Radical traditional farming. Good for the village, good for the animals, good for the land. That's it, Mounties. Let's go, baby. Beat the Sooners. Hail, West Virginia. Boom!